Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
We are back! Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium as the UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup semifinals have arrived. We kick it off with Club the Strongest Atlanta taking on LGSA Lamino. It's on the ASMG YouTube channel, and it's next. Could be dangerous and go near post with it, or he can be safe and go far post. Goalkeeper's leaving the near post open. He's going to trust his wall, and he does go near post!
Oh, what a shot.
Atlanta City FC with the... Tinto did not. That tackle by Les Haji was difficult and hard and harsh even. The referee says play on. Nice reception and turn by Ty. He's got Hubert Mascaro. Ty goes far post! Atlanta United... Ball's played in, and unable to keep it out of the net is Cosmos.
Is running out on C's.
Near post corner. Off the head, nice save, and it goes in the back of the net. C's United FC able to tie the game in the 80th. Put some service into the box, headed up in the air by Felix. Ball still bouncing into 6. Headed away off the line by Rovers, headed back into play. Shot on goal, Rovers! Welcome back to Jonesboro, Georgia. Heinz Ward Field at Terrace Stadium. LGSA Lamino taking on Club the Strongest Atlanta. And our first of two semifinal matchups today for the Georgia Regional Cup. My name is Drew Dickinson, and today I am joined by the wizard himself, Mr. Larry Weaver. Larry, LGSA come into today's matchup undefeated here in the Regional Cup. They have scored 11 goals, conceded 2. Club the Strongest got quite the task in front of them today.
Yes, and this is going to be a very interesting matchup because right now, Los Tigres, they've been a little bit of what we consider a Jekyll and a Hyde. Each week, you're really not quite sure what you're going to get for them. Really hoping that they make the turn in this matchup and really show us what they have. Because we know with LGSA, they won the spring regional inaugural tournament last spring, lost to Atlanta Rovers in the summer. We know that Atlanta Rovers are going to want to get back to that finals like they did in the summer. It's up to Los Tigres to ruin LGSA's path to the finals.
Like to point out, keep an eye on number 8, Aaron Diaz for LGSA Lamino. As he goes, Lamino goes. Also, keep an eye on number 3, Gerson Ayala. He is the heartbeat of that defense. LGSA love to reset and use their center backs to kick play off. And I'd like to mention for Club the Strongest Atlanta, number 15 back in the starting lineup today, Mr. Mauricio Cross. He checked in late in the game against Rovers, immediately made his presence known. Also, Larry, he came off the bench and scored that tying goal. Good to see him back in the starting 11. And we talked about Aaron Diaz as he goes, LGSA goes. And I think you can say the same for Club the Strongest Atlanta. With Cross anchoring that midfield, he will be the maestro today and look to get things going for Club the Strongest. And we are off and underway for the first 45 here in our first of two semifinal matchups. Club the Strongest are going left to right in their white tops and going right to left, and their all yellow kits will be LGSA Lamino.
And I have to say, Drew, really for Los Tigres, having Mauricio in that midfield is really going to help for those areas when they had in last season Hakazamana. He was their go-to through the midfield. With him not in the roster, somebody needed to step up, and it looks like Cross is it.
Yeah, I'd like to mention Mauricio Cross made his way to Los Tigres from Seas United. Seas United no longer a part of the UPSL Premier Division here in Georgia. I think Mauricio found himself a new home for the better. But I digress. That is going to be a foul on LGSA. Free kick taken quickly here by Lamino. We're going to reset with JoJo. JoJo back in the starting lineup today. Coming on for and to replace Jason Chavez. Also, you like to see number 6 in the starting lineup, Mioned Siraj. First starting game. Oh, breaking in behind that defense. CST! CT has hit the crossbar, and it bounces across the mouth of a goal. Larry, I didn't even see that coming out of nowhere. Check out this replay if you're watching at home. Club the Strongest almost taking a 1-0 lead. Whew. LGSA starting back with a goal kick. Play across the middle. Siraj had space right in front of him to sneak inside the 18. Just when able to gobble up that touch. Aaron Diaz got a clearance for LGSA. LGSA back with the ball at their feet. Play the ball up through the middle. Sloppy touch from Lamino. Back in possession are Club the Strongest.
And Drew, we'll take a look at that as soon as we can. They came at us so quick.
Sure. Kai Bennett trying to get in behind Ayala. Ayala going to let it ride. It looks like it will be a goal kick for LGSA.
Look at this, Drew. Check this out. Just out of nowhere here with a long ball sent forward by Los Tigres. Settles it. Kind of takes a shot as he's falling to the ground.
Off-balance shot for Kai Bennett. Almost found a goal for Los Tigres. Keep an eye on Kai Bennett. What a great start to the contest for him. And like my partner mentioned, off balance and really got a lot of that with his left foot. Cleared away out to the feet of Kevin Herrera. Herrera cuts it on the inside, looks up, plays the ball down the left wing. Can they get up to it? They cannot. That will be number 19, Oscar Avila. Oscar's got himself a few goals already this tournament. be a goal kick for Los Tigres. Big clearance up the right side, intercepted in the air by Herrera. Cross tries to get a toe poke up to that left side. Unsuccessful, looking for number 19, Jamal Titalayo. Working the ball on the inside is Laminio, as they do very well. Diaz in possession for LGSA. He's defended by Huskovic. Huskovic got a foot in. It's going to be a throw-in for LGSA. Huskovic, a late starting shot on goal attempt, hits off the American crossbar. It will be a goal kick for CTS. Huskovic was not slated to start. He is in the starting lineup nonetheless. Looks like we have a late minute scratch. Looks like Aiden Colquitt will not make the starting lineup today. JoJo's going to take the goal kick. He's got Sebastian and Harris to his left and to his right. Looks like JoJo's going to take a few steps back, send the boys up. Didn't get all he wanted on that goal kick. Siraj, unable to maintain possession in the midfield. LGSA win it back. Avila loses possession, cleared by Niles Brown. Cleared into some space. Jaja ran onto it. Heavy foul here by Aaron Diaz. It's going to be a free kick for Los Tigres. Jaja gets taken down in the air, but he gets up immediately, shakes it off. Darius Jaja, only member of his family born here in America. Kind of cool. Went to Dunwoody High School. Escamilla is fouled over here on the right side, right in front of this LGSA bench. Laminio don't like it. They're going to question the official. On the ground is Escamilla holding his right knee. The official has some words with Alexis Ituria, who's tried to claim his innocence, but it was unsuccessful as the referee was having none of it. Sebastian's going to slay the ball down. Captain for Los Tigres will take this free kick. Sends the ball down that right wing, headed back into the inside by Rodriguez for LGSA. Castrejón in possession, nice turn, finds Diaz. Diaz is going to be fouled. Referee says play on, to put the whistle to his mouth, changed his mind. Huskovic plays it out to the right side for Niles Brown. Harris heavily pressured there by LGSA, and Los Tigres win the throw. Huskovic taking the throw, puts it to Kai Bennett. Kai Bennett puts it to the feet of Siraj. Siraj looking for a through ball, trying to find the feet of Niles Brown. Niles just couldn't run onto it. Ball is intercepted by Rodriguez, who was fouled by Brown. It'll be a free kick for LGSA right outside the 18 down here in the corner. Niles Brown was an environmental science major at Randolph College. Making his way back to Georgia. Play here for Los Tigres. Free kick taken by Emerson Sinai, goalkeeper. One out of the air by Niles Brown for Los Tigres. 50-50 ball still bouncing. Escamilla is battling with Romero. Romero won that battle. Free kick taken quickly down the left side. LGSA had the feet of Avila. Avila carries it into the 18. Ball's played across the 18. Still bouncing inside the 6. JoJo gets a couple of fists on it, slams it down. Close call there for Club the Strongest. Just unable to keep their composure right now are Los Tigres. Calm down a little bit, look up, make the right passes. Right now, Diaz, Castrejón, Avila, and company for LGSA are running this game. We're only 7.5 minutes in. We're live from Heinz Ward Field, Terra Stadium in Jonesboro, Georgia. 2023 UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup semifinal action. LGSA Laminio taking on Club the Strongest Atlanta, tied at 0. First real chance was by him. Kai Bennett hits the post early. Other than that, it has been all LGSA. We're going to have a throw-in for Los Tigres deep in the corner here of LGSA. Throw's going to be taken by number 22, Niles Brown. He may leave it for a cross, and he does. Get one of these big, long throw-ins here from the central midfielder for Club the Strongest. Sebastian Sandoval comes in from a center back spot for the throw. Throw is near post, just over the head of Sandoval as it stays for a goal kick, LGSA.
And Drew, I have to say, good attack by both sides so far. Los Tigres looking really good moving forward. I like to see them using those wide spaces like they do.
Lots of space in the midfield right now, too. Short goal kick. Still inside the 18. Sine clears it up to the left side to the feet of Kevin Herrera. He's closed down by Niles Brown. Herrera pulls it back. Plays it back to Rodriguez, who's heavily pressured by Jaja. Kai Bennett puts a lot of pressure on Sine, who's forced to clear it right up the middle. Castrojon wins it for LGSA, tries to play it to the feet of Romero, clipped off the feet of Brown, throwing LGSA right in front of that Los Tigres bench. Lots of players on that Los Tigres bench. They came with reinforcements today. One name in particular, Norman Carmona, finished second in the Golden Boot race last season, tied with Kush Clark for 8. Jose Villanueva for FC Birmingham had 10. Late surge of goals in the latter part of the season escalated that Golden Boot trophy for Villanueva. Kush Clark is injured right now. Carmona on the bench. Lots of new firepower up front for Club the Strongest. Let's see if Carmona can maintain some more goals this season. Niles Brown in possession, looks up, plays into the middle for Bennett. Over the head of Jaja. Crashing into that far post was Titaleo. Just a little bit too slow was Jamal.
And Drew, one of the things to note in that fall season, we still saw the same amount of goals that we're accustomed to seeing here in the Georgia Conference, but we saw those goals being completed by more players. We saw teams with 11, 12, 15 different goal scorers. We'll see if that continues in the spring.
Throw in Los Tigres, quickly taken. Titaleo tries to dump it in with a one-touch pass to Siraj. Read easily by Ayala, clears it away, settled by Sandoval. Sandoval finds Huskovic. Some sloppy passing in the midfield here from Los Tigres. Escamilla gives it away. Here comes LGSA, Oscar Avila inside the 18. Shot on goal, hits off the crossbar. Did it go in behind the net? Looks like it hits the American crossbar, and it will be a corner. Lucky break for Los Tigres, as this counterattack for LGSA has just been brutal so far. They have won themselves a corner.
And Drew, this is a very lucky opportunity. We'll watch this replay here after this corner, because you can see caught JoJo off guard. Luckily, it hit that American football line for him.
First start of the tournament for Sandoval. Came in relief for Chavez last week. Corner's taken, in swinger to the far post. Head inside the 6, and it looks like the flag goes up. It will be offside LGSA. Free kick right at the 6-yard line for Los Tigres.
Okay, this will give us an opportunity to look at this, Drew. If you take a look here, you see this ball when it comes in. It's a great little run by LGSA. Switches it over. Shot taken, and it just barely hits that crossbar.
Great
1 foot shorter, and that's a goal.
Yes, Jorge Bazan with a great shot attempt. JoJo just a little bit off his line. We're back in live action. Cross, switches it over to the feet. Looking for number 19, Titaleo, who another heavy touch forces a LGSA throw. Hasn't been Jamal's day so far. Let's see if he can regroup and compose himself and try and make those easy plays. Easy for me to say. Sine. He has Rodriguez to his left, but he opts for a big clearance up the middle. Just a bit too much as it goes out to the right. Throw in Los Tigres. Throw-in's going to be right at midfield. As for Los Tigres, They've scored 7 goals this regional cup. Oh, I apologize. They've scored 10 goals this regional cup. I don't know what I was looking at. Cross tried to play it away, got a foot on it, was Castro home, but it's going to sail over the line for a goal kick for Los Tigres. Yeah, Club the Strongest opened up the regional cup action against Atlanta City FC. Great game that was in the first week of the tournament. Late surge of goals from Los Tigres carried them to a 4-2 win and a 5-2 victory over FC Atlanta Academy the following week, and an amazing 1-1 draw with Atlanta Rovers FC last week. If you didn't have a chance to watch that game, it is on demand on our Atlantic Soccer Media Group YouTube channel. Go check that one out. Late goal from Mauricio Cross tied it up. Just very, very, very fun game. We're going to have a throw-in deep in the Rovers territory here, or I'm sorry, deep in Los Tigres territory here for LGSA. Larry, I think I can speak for you and everyone back home. I don't know what it is. Just this game has just been meh so far. No team has really been able to find anything. Just a bunch of, I guess boring soccer. Am I wrong?
No, it's what we see sometimes, where you see a match where nobody wants to make the first mistake. So it's played very, very carefully.
Speaking of mistake, Cross gives it right to the feet of Diaz, and he immediately turns to his teammates. I'm not sure if it was an apology, just saying this is where I need you to be. Keep an eye on this. Los Tigres frustrated early. Coach Footsop is going to want to get those boys back level-headed. They told me this past week they're going to win this tournament, and they're going to make a lot of noise in the regular season. A lot of new additions. Just need a little bit more time to gel. Regional Cup is a perfect time to do that. Shout out to everybody back in La Paz, Bolivia, watching back home. I know they're going to want to see their sister team, Club the Strongest Atlanta, lift the trophy this year. Will it be the Regional Cup? 15 minutes into this contest against LGSA, the score remains tied at 0. Kai Bennett with the only real opportunity so far for Los Tigres. Sandoval with a bit too heavy of a touch as it goes out again. And you just see it. Los Tigres, they're just not all there quite yet. They need a little bit more time to get going. Don't really have that spark quite yet. And as for LGSA, they just look too comfortable. Does that make sense, Larry? They just look too comfortable like this. They're out on the practice field just doing their thing.
Yeah, with it still being in the preseason, they're not, maybe they don't have the sense of urgency as they would if it was a regular season match.
Gerson Ayala looks up, plays a long ball over the top of that back line of CTS. Oscar Avila running on. Jojo comes out, makes a very crucial clearance. 50-50 ball in the air, won by LGSA. Herrera looks up, tries to switch it, intercepted in the midfield by Escamilla. Sandoval plays it up to the right side of Niles Brown, who has been in a battle all afternoon with Kevin Herrera. It's going to be a fun one to see. Nice little Cruyff there in the midfield by number 23, Alexis Iturria. Here comes Avila. He's inside the 18. Just a bit too heavy there once again for LGSA. They're knocking on the door. Those Tigres are pinned back on their heels. They need to get composed or some goals are going to start flaring that net for LGSA, Larry. Escamilla looks up, plays a square pass to Cross. Cross plays it back to Huskovich. Nice little skill in there in the midfield by Mauricio Cross. But once again, looks up and just plays it to the other team. Right to the feet of Carlos Romero for LGSA. I guess just kind of tried to force that one a little bit, Larry. Coming up that right side. Krabasa unable to get a foot on it. Inside the midfield was an on-running Oscar Avila who wants another goal. Wants to lift a trophy. He beat Club the Strongest today. Advance to the final next week. LGSA Nice hesitation. Plays it out to the left side for Kevin Herrera. Herrera fumbles it a little bit, able to keep it in bounds. The AR disagrees. It will be a throw-in for Club the Strongest. Nice vision there by the assistant referee. Niles Brown with the throw. Quickly throws it back to the feet of Huskovich. Huskovich looking for Darius Jaja. Battle in the air, won by Gerson Ayala. Throw in right in front of the CTS bench.
And the AR making those calls on this side. Rigoberto Perez, center ref today, Justin Higgins. AR2 is Cameron Weaver, and our fourth official is Logan Busby.
Escamilla in possession, looks up. Had Jaja and Titaleo on the left side, but put it to the feet of LGSA and a clearance. In possession, Siraj plays it out to the right. Niles Brown. Niles Brown's got 3 yellow shirts, still in possession, tries to get a cross in. Herrera gets a foot in, blocks it. Brown wins a corner for LGSA. I apologize, for CTS. Niles Brown went to Worcester High School and was a member of the Choral Academy of Science in Nevada. He was the first student athlete to graduate from the Choral Academy of Science. Niles Brown now makes his home at Top Hat, where he is a coach and a trainer. Escamilla with the free kick, right foot, out swinger, bouncing, rolling through the 18. Nobody gets a foot on it. LGSA back in possession, clearing up that right side. It's a foot race between Avila and Titaleo. Titaleo able to get a foot on it, cleared out, be a throw-in for LGSA, deep in the territory of Los Tigres.
It's a great work by the defender to stay with the man on the run, able to clear that ball out.
Throw-in's taken quickly to the feet of Avila. Avila dumps it on the inside to Ituria. Right in front of the 6, wide open, was number 11, Jared Romero. They just couldn't find him. Great defense on that 6-yard box for Club the Strongest. Aaron Diaz back in possession for LGSA. Sloppy touch. Kai Bennett picks the ball up, turns, and takes the ball right up that left side. He's got Jaja to his right, 3 shirts in front of him. He tries to go through Gerson Ayala. Ayala stood his ground. LGSA win possession back once again, and they go for a long ball. Head back down to the feet of Sandoval. Jojo rolls it out to the feet of Cross, puts it one touch back to Jojo. Cross had no choice as he was being pressured by Avila. Jamal Titaleo. Kai Bennett in possession, quickly pressured by Ayala. Titaleo tried to play a through ball. He had Fidel Escamilla, but he tried to get it to Jaja. Escamilla was the smarter play, intercepted by LGSA, and what they do best is reset with their center backs. Very confident, very, very good players here for LGSA. They remain at the top of the leaderboard in the Premier Division for a reason. We're missing Giovanni Rios. For our sake, shot on goal attempt by Siraj, just way too much behind it. Goal kick, LGSA. Gio finishing up his time at Clayton State. Unsure why he isn't with LGSA right now, but like I was saying, hopefully for all of us, not just LGSA, viewers as well, we get a chance to see Mr. Giovanni Rios. Came back right in the nick of time for the tournament, Larry, in the fall season. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough as Atlanta United won the division. But LGSA went on to the national playoffs, were outed by Beeman United on penalty kicks. Beeman went all the way to the Elite 8.
And you have to say, Drew, if you're going to be knocked out of a tournament, Beeman United is the team to do that. They knocked out Kalanji Pro Profile in the U.S. Open Cup. They're still in the U.S. Open Cup.
Fun team, that Beeman United. came from behind in every game they played in, at least the games that we were able to broadcast. Just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. Down twice against Profile, once in the regular time and once in overtime. Just a great team.
Yeah, that match that we were able to cover for them for the U.S. Open Cup in that Kalanji game, that was just one of the most ridiculous matches we've ever been able to broadcast.
One of the most ridiculous matches I've seen in my 30-year career in the sport. It was awesome. Kai Bennett, two-bit of it. Another heavy touch. Luckily, Miwaned Siraj. Good ball from Siraj. Found on the feet of Titileo. Titileo cuts it back. Just a very, very, very crucial stab in there from Carlos Romero to win the ball back for LGSA. But Titileo is still battling down there in the corner, not making it easy for Romero. LGSA are switching fields. Player down on the far side. Referee says play on. Oscar Avila faces up with Sebastian Sandoval. Avila brings it in the 18. Avila, he's got Romero at the far post. And once again, goes out for another LGSA corner kick.
I'm going to have to say, Drew, that American football post has been everybody's friend so far this first half. If you look here, ball comes in far side from LGSA, trying to work around the defender. Able to do so, slots it over across to the middle. It's hacked by the defender, and it hits the post, out for.
Larry, if Niles Brown was not there for LGSA, Jared Romero was all alone at the back post. It was easily 1-0. Great defensive awareness for number 22, Niles Brown. Corners taken. Low, hard to the feet of Diaz. He just couldn't keep hold of it as he was stripped by Miwaned Siraj. Siraj in possession, burning up that left side. If he looks up and plays Jaja, Jaja's got some space in behind, just couldn't find the feet. Luckily for Los Tigres, it was nipped off of LGSA. It'll be a throw-in for Club the Strongest. We're 25 minutes in. Couple of chances for both teams. Goalkeepers have been there for all of those chances. It's still tied at 0. LGSA Laminio taking on Club the Strongest Atlanta. One of 2 Regional Cup semifinal contests today here in the Georgia Division. Following this, we have the defending summer champs, Atlanta Rovers FC, taking on the newcomers, non-UPSL team, but they do hope to join in the fall, Cochos FC out of Cobb County. Really excited about that one, Larry.
And a really good team and really good on the management to realize that the squad just isn't ready to take on the UPSL full time. They're still building that club up. And then they'll be with us soon enough.
A lot of new faces in that midfield today for Club the Strongest Atlanta, and you can tell Fidel Escamilla, Miwaned Siraj, right at the top of the 18 with lots of time, quickly closed down there by Krabasa. Just couldn't find his footing was Avila. Long shot attempt by Diaz, sails wide right. It's going to be a goal kick for Los Tigres. Yeah, Larry, you could tell the midfield just hasn't had a chance to gel. But again, we keep saying it. That's what the Regional Cup is for. But you would hope sooner than later you might see some players like Aiden Colquitt. You've got Norman Carmona on the bench.
And when it comes to Los Tigres, you can really see that the attack is really, really suffering without Kush Clark in that lineup.
Try to cut it inside was Ituria, and he is stripped by Siraj. In a battle in the midfield there sees Miwaned Siraj win that battle and a free kick. Dangerous positioning here for LGSA. They need to be careful. That was an emotional foul there from Ituria. Needs to watch himself. Free kick, Los Tigres. Siraj standing over this. Looks like he will take the free kick. Looks like this is going to go back post and with a chance to put it back to the near post. Ball's in the air. Cross inside the 18. Battling in the air with Sine. Ball's going to be knocked out for a goal kick. LGSA. Great free kick from Siraj. Had cross at the back post. Just got his footing off in the air by Emerson Sine, who made his presence known on that one, Larry. Hadn't been called on too much, Sine. Perfect opportunity to get called on and make a save there. Not wanting to give up an easy possession, LGSA start with a short goal kick, and luckily for them, Krabasa unable to hang on. They want to throw in, but give it right back to Los Tigres, who reset here with Jojo. Jojo just hit the ground on that one, puts it right to the feet of Jared Romero. Romero looks up. He's got one-on-one with Harris Huskovich. Goes near post. Jojo's there. Simple routine save for the Grayson High School goalkeeper.
And you got to remember, JoJo hasn't been playing in the matches so far for Los Tigres in this regional cup. They've been giving some of the lower ones some opportunity. He's been in to clean up from time to time, but for the most part, it's been his partners.
Jason Chavez. You know, and to piggyback off your point and kind of what I was saying earlier, it's kind of a strange time to look to be changing your lineup when you've made it this far. But it is the Regional Cup. Nice ball down that left wing. Alexis Itaria. I apologize. That is Bazan. Bazan goes far post over the head of Sandoval right through both crossbars. It will be a cold kick for Club the Strongest Atlanta. Jorge Bazan storming down that left wing. Great shot attempt, Larry.
Drew, we'll take another look at this because if you want to talk about a sniper's shot, definitely so. Down this left side, he's got all the room in the world to work. Decides to take the shot.
Good idea, too. He had the far post wide open.
He switched over to his right foot to have a better shot, and it just goes right in between. I mean, you're talking about that's less than a foot of space.
Exactly. Carlos Castrojon. Cleared away by Huskovich.
And Drew, I'm sure some people in the chat and some people at home are probably wondering why I said how the Los Tigres can be kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team, but you got to go back and you got to look at what happened in the fall. When they play against a weaker team like an FC Atlanta City, they do really well. When they played against Atlanta United, they got bullied off the pitch. When they played against FC Birmingham in Birmingham, they got bullied off the pitch. It's those teams in the higher part of the league that they're having problems being able to get past. And that's what Los Tigres need to work on here in the spring, which you can see that they're doing. They're changing their lineup a lot right now, and the fact that they don't have Kush Clark, they're looking for those pieces that they need to get to the next level.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Kush out injured, and also Yannick Kra, a main staple in the starting 11 last season. Yannick just hasn't been able to find the schedule necessities that he needs to be here. Hoping to see him and Kush back in this lineup soon. But the bench right now is no slouch. Like we said before, we'd like to see Colquitt come off the bench and Norman Carmona. Nice skill here by Diaz. Just gets under his feet there, and he's stripped by Titaleo. Jamal finds Bennett. Bennett using that big body to crash to the midfield. Nice through ball. Jaja is in behind. Sine comes out, gets a crucial clearance. Darius Jaja was in behind that LGSA defense.
And that's a great work by the keeper. Had no choice. He had to come out and clear that ball. It had to be done at the right time. Don't get the foul. Did a perfect job as a keeper. And another, go back to what we were just talking about, Drew. Another player that really meant a lot for Los Tigres last season when he got injured, it really changed the complexion of the team, was Haka Zamana.
Hopefully Bosco will be back with his team. Fun player to watch as well. Big clearance right through the middle here. 50-50 ball in the air, won by Sandoval. Heads it out to the feet of Huskovich. He tries to put a one-touch turn here, and he keeps it in bounds. Finds Niles Brown. Niles Brown found himself in a battle again with Kevin Herrera. CTS win that battle, throwing right in front of their bench. Brown finds the head of Bennett, who tries to lay it off to Jaja. Darius Jaja played for the Kalungi Soccer Youth Academy team. They went to the 2018 Southern Regionals. He also played for Concord and Georgia United. So all over the state of Georgia in the youth department for Jaja. Short goal kick taken, played out here to the left for Kevin Herrera. Herrera looks up, finds the feet. Bazan. Bazan plays it to the left to Romero. Romero takes a few touches. Nice overlapping run by Kevin Herrera. Herrera gets to the ball, plays it one time across the 18 to the feet of Sandoval. Sandoval clears it up one time to Niles Brown, who turns, got some space in front, but he opts to go back to Siraj. Siraj finds the feet of Brown, nipped out by Aaron Diaz, throw in right at half field for Los Tigres. Take the throw back to the feet of Huskovic, hesitates, pulls it back on the inside, plays it to the feet of Sandoval. Sandoval closed down by Avila, so he's got to be careful. Sandoval's going to win a foul. Oscar Avila clips him on the back of the knee as Sandoval goes down. Free kick, Los Tigres. Larry, look at the midfielders for Los Tigres. They're about 5 yards apart and no offensive midfielding attack right now for Club the Strongest. It's just awareness. Like we said before, lots of new faces on the field for the first time this tournament. Not too much time to gel. Big risk from Coach Footsot. Let's see if it pays off. So far, so good. Scores still tied at 0. Drew Dickinson, Larry Reaver. Heinz Ward Field, Terrace Stadium. UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup semifinals. 1st to 2. Miwaned Siraj, free kick. Plays it across the top of the 18, headed away by LGSA. Cross leaves it for Escamilla. Escamilla gets an instep shot. Not too much behind it. Easy clearance for Gerson Ayala. 50-50 battle between Jamal and Bazan. Is won by Bazan. Free kick LGSA.
And Ayala has been a staple in that defense for LGSA for seasons. He is one of the better defenders that we have here in the UPSL Georgia Conference.
Hospital ball right to CTS, and they give it right back to LGSA. Fortunate for them, it's going to be a foul and a free kick for Los Tigres. Fidel Escamilla gets clipped right on the back of the ankle, takes a little knock, goes down. Los Tigres free kick right inside that center circle. Sebastian Sandoval, captain, will take the free kick. Sebastian went to Bruton Parker College, also played for Potros FC and the Georgia Revolution. Sebastian plays it off to the left to Maurizio Cross. Cross looking to get more involved. Haven't called his name too much. I made the comparison last week to Weston McKinney, and I stand by it. When he's at his best, Maurizio Cross, arguably with Tyreek Davis, Larry, the best defensive midfielder in this Georgia Conference. I mean, I can't really think of anybody else that I can compare besides Alan Carleton for Atlanta United, but I don't think he's with Atlanta United this season. I think he moved on to bigger and better things.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's going to be a little bit different for Mauricio this season, as we see a major foul there in the midfield.
Needed to make that foul.
There's going to be a plastic there.
Yeah, needed to make that foul. That's what you call a professional foul. Miwaned Siraj takes down Aaron Diaz. Yellow card for Siraj. First one of the day for Los Tigres, right?
That is the first one. We'll just take a quick look at it just to show you the foul. You can see Los Tigres lose possession right here. Makes the run, and he knows that he's got to just take him down because they were going to transition really quickly. But when we go back to talk about Mauricio Cross, it's going to be interesting to see because when he was playing in Seas United's format, he was allowed to just roam around the field and move into wherever he wanted to go, whether it be defensively or be attacking. He could just do whatever it was that he wanted to do in that system. Los Tigres is a far more structured system than Seas United.
But Larry, I'm going to interrupt you. Look how close he is to the center backs. He's so deep. I feel that he needs to be 10, 15 yards more up the field, but that just goes to show there's no composure. Here comes Castrojon. Sandoval beats him to the ball.
And I think that's exactly what comes from him playing with Seas United, and that's going to be on the staff of Los Tigres to let him know You don't have to do that anymore. You have your components that are going to take care of that for you. Your teammates are going to clear those spaces for you. Go back to where you belong and just work in those spaces.
Here is Jaja. Kai Bennett needs to watch his offside. Jaja plays it out to the left for Titilayo. Titilayo cuts it on the inside. Diaz gets a foot in. Jamal and Aaron Diaz battling over there on the left side. Looks like Jamal's going to win a foul. Free kick for Los Tigres. And Diaz is going to receive a yellow for kicking the ball away after the whistle. Maybe a little dissent there. Nonetheless, the official was right there to make the call. Be a free kick over on the left side of the park for Club the Strongest. Fidel Escamilla, number 11, is going to place this ball down. Looks like he's going to take the free kick. Got lots of white shirts at the back post. Brown, Bennett, Jaja, Cross, Sandoval. Ball's played in right to that back post. Mauricio Cross in the air. Ball still bouncing inside the 18. Mauricio Cross still has the ball at his feet. Big time clearance there for LGSA. Club the Strongest were knocking on the door. He's onside. He is in. Jorge Bazan inside the 18. Bazan shot on goal, tip right at the feet of Sandoval. Jojo came out, cut the angle off. Great goalkeeping from the Grayson High School native Jojo Sandoval. Came off his line and made it impossible for Jorge Bazan. Throw in taken square from Herrera to Itorio. Nice turn in the midfield from Romero. Finds Herrera. Herrera plays it into the 18. One-touch clearance from Sandoval. Miwanet Siraj just wanted a little bit more than Itoria. Finds the feet of Kai Bennett. Bennett plays it out to the left to Jamal. Jamal looks up and sees about 3 yellow shirts in front. Hesitates on the inside. Cuts it back. Nice move. Foul. Free kick CTS. Jamal Titilayo is coming alive a little bit.
And Drew will go back to that shot that was taken by Bajan. You see this ball played forward. He's left all alone in space. I think he kind of just got a little excited. He should have taken that shot, I would say probably near post.
Left foot.
Left foot, go into near.
That was great goalkeeping from Jojo to read the fact. Remember last time he almost got beat far post. He cut it back to his right foot. Jojo read that. Great goalkeeping from Sandoval. We have another free kick right in the middle of the park for Los Tigres. They are stalking their prey. That prey being LGSA. More white shirt to the back post. The ball's played in. Great ball. Titilayo gets a head on it. Bouncing inside the 6. Massive clearance there from Gerson Ayala. Another great attempt on goal from Club the Strongest. And we got another foul in the midfield. Siwaned on the ground. Referee stops play. He wants to reach into his pocket, trying to clear the players away. Both players remain on the ground. Miwaned Siraj for Club the Strongest.
Drew, we'll take a look at that again and see as Higgins is getting that. We'll take a look at that replay. You see, he just kind of takes the player out as he was going in. Matter of fact, we'll take
Siraj has to be careful there. Remember, he just received that yellow card in the middle of the park a few minutes ago for that blatant foul on Diaz.
We'll take another look at it, see if we can get a little bit better look at this one. You can see as the ball was played forward, they clear it back. And as he's trying to go back forward, just taken out by the LGSA man.
You know, Larry, I like that free kick idea there from Los Tigres. About 2 minutes before that last free kick, they went far post. On this last free kick, they lined everybody up at the far post again, except for Titilayo, and a beautiful ball chipped over the back line. Titilayo got a head on it, just didn't get enough behind it, because if he got the head that he needed, it was going to go right into the back of the net. Nice set piece work here from the visitors. As the injured players still being assessed by the trainers, being helped up now. Looks like it's going to be number 22, Carlos Romero, I believe. He's up, trying to walk it off. The official has a yellow out, and looks like there will be a yellow card administered to the LGSA player. Yes, it will. And that will be Alexis Itoria who receives a yellow.
And you can see he's saying, hey, I was the one that got it on my shin. Why did I get the yellow? But you also were in the space of Los Tigres as they were moving forward. So
free kick, Los Tigres, this time on the opposite side of the field. Fidel Escamilla places this one down. I'd like to see his right foot in swinger to the far post. They've had some really good luck here on their last couple of the free kicks. Have Los Tigres. Let's see if they can capitalize off this one. Escamilla dumps it right to the far post. He's got a man at the far post, which is Sebastian Sandoval. Emerson Sine stepped off the line to gobble that up nice and quick for LGSA. Herrera dumps it out to the left, beats one man, plays it up the left side looking for an on-running Jared Romero. Just a bit too heavy. Throw in Los Tigres.
23's back in.
Itoria shook that one off and got back in, and he's immediately in possession. Trying to play it through to Avila. Nice awareness by Cross to get a foot in at the last second. Kevin Herrera for LGSA plays a through ball to Itoria. Another through ball attempt looking for Oscar Avila, and Mauricio Cross was there again. Rabasa is going to let it run. It's going to be a throw in LGSA. And that AR just can't seem to hold on to his flag over there. Hopefully everything's okay.
We haven't even discussed about the wind factor today. It's been it's a little windy out there.
Gerson Ayala dumps it back to Eric Rodriguez, who's highly pressured here by Darius Jaja. So he's going to cut it back, send it to the goalkeeper, who plays it to the left for Kevin Herrera. Herrera takes a touch, looks up, tries to find Avila. Big clearance from Huskovic. 50-50 ball in the air, brought down to the feet of Siraj, who dumps it off for Escamilla. He wanted Titaleo to keep running, make that diagonal run into the 18, just weren't on the same page. And that's going to do it for the first half of action here at Heinz Ward Field at Terrace Stadium. Score is tied at 0. LGSA Laminio, Club the Strongest Atlanta, just going to put it out there. Not much action here in the first half, Larry. Everything was very quiet for both teams. Couple of chances, not too much of a threat for either goalkeeper. Hit the crossbar in the first half, did Kai Bennett for Club the Strongest. LGSA, a couple of opportunities inside the 18, just couldn't find any end game. Larry, there's going to be a lot of discussion at halftime for both coaches to get these teams back into this game.
I would have to say so. Someone needs to get some aggression and needs to find an attack to get that ball in the back of the net. Neither side really looks like they have any bite to them. And you got to remember that if this match goes zeros at full time, we go to extra time and then possibly to penalties after that. So we need, I want to see somebody get a little bit of fire in them at halftime. You know, could we see Carmona come in the second half? He's always been a good little spark for Los Tigres. We'll see what happens. It's time to, you know, we've had a bit of a snoozer this first 45. I want to see some goals in this second half.
As we head into the break here live, Heinz Ward Field at Terrace Stadium, LGSA Laminio 0, Club the Strongest Atlanta 0. be dangerous and go near post with it, or he can be safe and go far post. Goalkeeper's leaving the near post open. He's going to trust his wall, and he does go near post!
Oh, what a shot.
Atlanta City FC with the... Pinto did not. That tackle by Les Haji was difficult and hard and harsh even. The referee says play on. Nice reception and turn by Ty. He's got Eber Mascaro. Ty goes far post! Atlanta United... Ball is played in, and unable to keep it out of the net is Cosmos.
Is running out on C's.
Near post corner. Off the head, nice save, and it goes in the back of the net. C's United FC able to tie the game in the 80th. Put some service into the box, headed up in the air by Felix. Ball still bouncing into 6. Headed away off the line by Rovers, headed back into play. Shot on goal, Rovers! Glory, glory. Oh, sorry about that. Still celebrating the Manchester United Carabao Cup win this afternoon. Welcome back to Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. LGSA Limeño taking on Club the Strongest Atlanta in our first of two Regional Cup semifinal matches. The score remains tied at 0. As we said before we went to the halftime break, I'm sure both coaches are going to have a lot to discuss in the locker room as we see Los Tigres have made their way back out to the pitch. And what do you know? Norman Carmona is up and warming up. Larry, LGSA have yet to make their way back out here, but there's not, other than finding a little bit of end game and possibly finishing inside the 18, this has been all LGSA this afternoon.
And I have to agree with you, Drew. When you look at the shots on goal, it's been almost all LGSA. Most of those shots have been just a little bit off, but when you talk about the two keepers, it's JoJo that's had to do the majority of the work and not LGSA's keeper. And I think for LGSA, what they're going to look to do is they're going to look to continue that press, to continue to increase that productivity that they've gotten out of their players so far. For Los Tigres, you can already see they're bringing in, if they're bringing in Norman Carmona, they're looking for a structure change. They're looking for a tactical change. They need to find something because they just anything that's gone past into the LGSA final third, it just has fluttered out. There's really been passes have gone to open space where there's nobody there. Shots on goal have been weak if they're at all. So they really need to find that next gear. They need to pull those claws out of those Tigres, and they need to attack.
Yeah, you see Steve Ramirez, Norman Carmona, and the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzly, Aiden Colquitt, all up, warming up. They still have their vests on, so I don't think they're going to be starting the second half, but keep an eye out and look for them to enter the pitch early on.
You know me, Drew. I cannot say enough about Steve Ramirez for Los Tigres. I have known him since the youth system. I have been on the coaching staff with him. He is an amazing player. You saw it in the first match in the Regional Cup. What he does is he's able to get into areas of the box and sucker the defender thinking that he has nowhere to go. And before you know it, he's past you and he's either taking a shot on goal or he's slotting that ball across to a teammate for them to put it in the back of the net. I cannot say enough about that kid. He is one of my favorite players in an attacking role.
We see LGSA have made their way back onto the field. The officials are ready to go. LGSA and their coaching staff just having a few more words before this second 45. We should be underway here any moment. Please stay tuned. Following this matchup, we'll have our second semifinal. Atlanta Rovers FC, who are the defending champions. They took home the Regional Cup over the summer. They'll take on the newcomers, Cochos FC from Cobb County. Rovers have a couple familiar faces back in the lineup today. Excited to see that game get underway. Before that, we've got an exciting 45 ahead. LGSA Limeño, Club the Strongest Atlanta. We're about to get underway here in just a few seconds. Yeah, no changes so far, it looks, for either squad. They're going to keep the same 11s as the center official counts down the 22 men on the field. JoJo's going to get his water bottle and make his way between the pipes for Los Tigres, and we should be ready to go. And we're underway for the second 45 at Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. And a long ball right up that left middle part of the field went Los Tigres, but it went right to the hands of Emerson Sene, who drops it to his feet and switches fields over to the left side to Rodriguez. Rodriguez finds Herrera. Herrera quickly finds the feet of Diaz, who tries to one-touch it up the left side. Didn't get enough bend on it. Throw in Los Tigres. Cleared back into the middle of the field for Diaz. Coming back to get a foot on it, though, before Diaz could clear it was Bennett. Niles Brown tried to find Bennett on the right side. Once again, they just weren't on the same page. Our club the strongest. Jamal Titaleo right here in front of us. He's got 3 yellow shirts in front. They want a foul, did LGSA. Nonetheless, they're going to come down that right side. Oscar Avila, one-on-one with Sebastian Sandoval. Avila just got a bit too heavy on that last touch. As it rolls over the touchline, it's going to be a goal kick, Los Tigres. And Larry, you see it right now, Norman Carmona is the only one off the bench continuing his warm-up. So if things don't go Los Tigres' way here in the first few minutes, expect to see him check in here any moment.
And Drew, you know we talk about it all the time. If we get to 70 minutes, that's when you're going to start to see a little bit of desperation on board.
Trying to sneak through that back line was number 11, Jared Romero. JoJo once again able to read that perfectly. And to piggyback off what Larry says, if it's your first time watching Club the Strongest Atlanta, I believe what he was meaning is Club the Strongest, when they start to panic, that long ball, able to sneak in behind number 99, Kai Bennett, takes it out of the hands of Emerson Sene, fumbles the head of number 5, Eric Rodriguez, and puts it in the back of the net, and all of a sudden, Club the Strongest are up 1-0 in this semifinal matchup.
Drew, we're going to have to take a look at that because that was amazing what happened there for Los Tigres. Ball sent forward, headed off by LGSA to just kind of rework it. The defender loses control of it. Able to get control is Los Tigres and put it in the back of the net. 1-0.
Number 99, Kai Bennett, didn't stop fighting. He wanted it more than LGSA, and he got it. 1-0, Larry.
And just a mistake by the defender. The ball just kind of bounced away from his body, and he wasn't prepared for that bounce, and it allowed Los Tigres to pounce.
And, Larry, it's a mistake that you don't see either of the back 3 make for LGSA. And one mistake is all it takes. And like you said, Los Tigres pounced on an opportunity, and it worked out. Rodriguez looking to redeem himself, wins the ball back right inside the 18. Nice threat there from Los Tigres. Here comes Avila. JoJo way off his line, but necessity. It'll be offside anyways. Free kick. Club the Strongest. Larry, things probably the tension probably eased up just a little bit over on that Los Tigres bench. As Carmona comes and takes a seat.
Well, that's one of the things that it does is it allows the coaching staff to, loosen up a little bit and make decisions based upon their strategy and not based upon necessity.
So as I survey the field here, I see the back 3 of Los Tigres, and just about 10 yards in front is Mauricio Cross. He's hanging too far back. I wonder if that's strategy because they're gonna look to defend a little bit more, Larry. Or I'm so confused by it. Pushing over here to the right side. Can he keep it in bounds? Alexis Iturria puts a shot on goal, but just couldn't get everything he wanted. Krabasa left it. I'm not too sure what a challenge Krabasa was doing. It goes far post, and it sails wide left. Oscar Avila with a turn and a shot. Tried to sneak it in the far post, just couldn't find enough bend. Goal kick, Los Tigres. I'm just unsure of what Archange Krabasa was doing. He just leaves it there. The communication for Los Tigres has been completely off today, Larry. The front, the back, the middle, the goalkeeper, everything. Unlucky LGSA.
Well, you look at that that moment, and we'll look at the replay when we get an opportunity, it looked like Bassa wanted JoJo to come out and take possession of it, and JoJo was locked into the goal and didn't want to give
Another
up the
mistake
space.
here from LGSA, Larry. Don't mean to cut you off. Another defensive mistake. Maiwanet Sarah shot on goal. Pushes out to the right side for Emerson. He gets up and scoops it right back up into his arms. LGSA have to be careful. Their pockets are getting picked one too many times here in this early part of the second half. And when the pockets are being picked, it's right in front of their 18, Larry.
Yes, and when we talk about LGSA, we look at the fall season. They were one of the top teams when it came to goals allowed. They only allowed 12 goals through the 10 matches. They scored 25 goals. They had a 13-goal point differential. The best was, of course, Atlanta United Academy, only allowing 8 goals.
Very disciplined team, Atlanta United Academy. Through ball attempt, and it's successful. Alexis Iteria unselfishly goes to the far post for Avila. He hits the side bar, and the shot on goal attempt saved by JoJo with his feet. He gets back up and pounces on top of it. What an amazing opportunity there for LGSA. As unselfishly as you can be, Alexis Itoria tries to find a wide-open Oscar Avila at the far post, but to no avail, saved by Los Tigres.
Wow, look at this, Drew. Look at what happened.
Things are heating up, Lair.
This ball gets slotted right through the defense, all alone. JoJo comes out, gets big, takes a shot, backed up, hits the post, another shot. JoJo gets it with his feet, gets down. Wow. Great work there by the Los Tigres keeper.
Aaron Diaz with a Jason Kidd needle-threading pass right to the feet of Alexis Itoria.
And his brother ends up taking the hit with the injury. He's going to have to come off for a moment.
We do have some movement over here on the LGSA bench.
And, that's, again, like what we were talking about. They're, we give them credit all the time because of their defense. And we've seen in the second half some mistakes in that part of their team that we would say is rock solid, that defense. They've let Los Tigres through a couple times really early.
Hector Fuentes at the halfway mark looking to check in for LGSA. And it looks like we may have that substitution when the official is aware. It's going to be another LGSA throw. We may get that substitution now, and we will. The referee halts play for Fuentes to enter the pitch. Fuentes is on. And Jorge Bazan checks out for the moment. Bazan had a couple of chances here in the first 53 minutes. Just unable to capitalize. Sneaking inside the 18. Los Tigres try to find Diaz. Cleared away by Sandoval. Good positioning there from the captain. Aaron Diaz had some space in front. Bennett brings it off his chest down to his feet. Tries to turn and make a pass to Jaja. Intercepted by LGSA. They're on the front hand now. Here they come down the left side. Nice defensive stab there by Harris Huskovich. But he puts it right back to the feet of Kevin Herrera for LGSA. Herrera plays it across the middle. Wide open. Carlos Castrojon. Romero. Nice defense by Jamal. Titileo, Cornerstone Top Pro, and Atlanta Elephants.
And Drew, we can say this, both of us being fans of the Reds. When it comes to success, when your back line is solid, that frees up your midfield to be able to play forward, which then gives confidence for your forwards to get into open spaces.
Larry, look at Niles Brown on the far side. Look how far back he is. He was just 5 yards apart from his right center back, Harris Huskovich. So right now, they're trying to hold this lead. They're going to bring the defenders back, and they're going to try and force LGSA, who has been unsuccessful so far today. They want them to break them down. They want LGSA to break us down. I'm not sure if that's a wise move. I think that you need to continue to attack. You have lots of firepower up front, and Kai Bennett, Titileo, Jaja.
Yeah, when it comes to LGSA, that is not a team that I want to continually have shots on goal because they'll find the back of the net. I want to keep them on their heels thinking that I'm going to attack them.
Exactly. Escamilla tried to find Jaja. It bounces off the feet of the official. New rule, play will be stopped once the referee touches it. And go right back to the team in possession. Escamilla to Bennett. Back to Siraj. Through ball attempt. Can Jamal keep it in? He cannot. Like I said before, Jamal Titilayo, no stranger to the UPSL Georgia division. Like I said, former member of Cornerstone Top Pro and also a member of Atlanta Elephants, both no longer members of the UPSL Georgia division. I think Jamal himself found a nice home as well here with Los Tigres. Darius Jaja had a brace on the opening day, stripped by Rodriguez. Fuentes. Castrojon, nice turn. Immediately closed down by Cross. That's the highest up the field Mauricio Cross has been since the opening whistle. Let's see if it stays that way. Big clearance with the right side from Ayala. Looking for Iturillo. One in the air by Sandoval. Cross and Escamilla playing some 1-2s here in the midfield. Cross looking for Bennett, but he's fouled. He's holding that right ankle. Doesn't look good. Took a nice little knock, did Mauricio Cross, right in front of this Limeño bench.
And you know, Drew, these boots have been getting thinner and thinner over the years. And when you take a shot, you feel that instantly. And, you know, hopefully we can discuss this later on this week in the podcast, and hopefully those that are watching can catch up on that. We have got a lot of new teams and new players coming into the UPSL Georgia Conference for the spring season, and it is going to be a lot of fun to cover this. It's almost like we got a new season there, Drew. It's like a whole new club.
Exactly. Escamilla goes to the far post. Jojo puts Sebastian. Jojo. Sandoval bros. I keep getting them mixed up. I do it every single game. Sebastian heads it back to the near post. Unsuccessful. I like that play. It seems to be very efficient for Los Tigres. Castrojon to Fuentes. Fuentes looks up. Plays it over the left side to Kevin Herrera, who cannot keep it in bounds. Throw in Los Tigres. We are in the 57th minute. Club the strongest Atlanta on top of LGSA Limeño. Kai Bennett capitalizes off an Eric Rodriguez mistake. Puts Los Tigres up 1-0. We're live at Terrace Stadium. Heinz Ward Field. UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup Semifinal match 1 of 2. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Cochos FC. Coming up next on the Atlantic Soccer Media Group YouTube channel. Stay tuned if you're watching this matchup. We got more heat coming at you. Rovers looking to defend their crown. Right now, Club the Strongest has a date in the finals next week with either Cochos FC or Atlanta Rovers. Who's it going to be? As we discuss that, Jason Hall checks in for number 11, Jared Romero. Throw in Los Tigres. Goes right down the line. Headed back up the pitch by Rodriguez. Nice bit of playing here from Diaz. Cleared away by Huskovich. Alexis Iteria was sneaking into the 18. Huskovich made a very, very crucial save there. Got some more people warming up over here on this bench of Los Tigres. Ball's going to be switched over to here to the right side, right down in front of us. Carlos Romero. Romero puts it in the 18. Diaz challenging for Jojo. Not much of a challenge. Jojo wins it right out of the air. Big throw from Sandoval to the feet of Titilayo. Titilayo dumps it back to Krabasa. Krabasa looks up, tries to play it up the field, deflected off of Avila. Avila's inside the 18. Jojo comes out. It looks like Avila kicks him right in the shins. As Jojo scoops it up, the referee and the assistant referee seat and immediately pulls out a card. Sebastian and Avila face-to-face inside the 18. Sebastian does not like what he saw to his brother.
I was just going to say that, you know, brothers take care of each other. We'll take a look at the replay again. You what? You see this ball come in, Drew. Mistake here by the defense again. Bassa making a mistake. And as he goes to grab that ball, LGSA player just swipes at it.
Larry, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the vision, the timing, the awareness. JoJo Sandoval, he trained fairly hard in the offseason because he's playing a hell of a game today.
He is playing a really good game. Like we said, he had some time off. So it's good to see him coming in. We see a few players coming into the pitch for Los Tigres.
That's going to be checking in at number 4, Aiden Colquitt. Darius Jaja is going to have a breather. Aiden Colquitt from Decula. Went to the University of Memphis and then transferred to Georgia Gwinnett, where he played in the 2022 NAIA Finals along with another UPSL brethren, Karim Tamimi.
Not a slouch.
Karim makes his home now in Marietta with the Atlanta United Twos. Congrats to Karim.
And that's one of the things. If you want to be asked, what's so big about the UPSL, and especially here in the UPSL Georgia, we have had multiple players move up into the ranks. Karim Tamimi, Kofi Tumasi, Tony Tiente, all of these players now in
Sabatu, Carleton.
But those 3 players are in the Atlanta United system.
Free kick inside the 18 of Los Tigres, taken by Sebastian. Flicked on in the air. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that that's not Aiden Colquitt wearing the number 4 shirt today, Lair.
I believe you're right.
Aiden's a right back. Just got the jersey numbers mixed up today for Los Tigres.
Well, Los Tigres are currently using their 2022 kits. They're getting ready to introduce their 2023 kits.
Yeah, if you happened to watch last week, we showed a little sneak peek of the new kits, and they are fire. They're going to, Los Tigres bringing the heat this season, not with just the kits, but, the fresh new faces. I'm really hoping that they can have time to gel with more training before the season starts next month. I'm really expecting big things from this Club the Strongest Atlanta team. Throw in LGSA, square throw. Taken by Romero to the feet of Fuentes. Drops it back to Rodriguez. Pushes over to the right side to Ayala, who finds Fuentes with lots of space. He turns in the midfield. Lays it off to Castrojon. Castrojon dancing in the midfield. Plays Kevin Herrera. Herrera plays inside to Aaron Diaz. Diaz so cool, calm, and collected. Senses the pressure. Accepts it. Holds on to the ball. Still in possession out here on the right side. Avila. We're just watching it. Allowed Krabasa to come in and get a clearance. Throw in LGSA deep in the territory of Los Tigres. Los Tigres are holding on to that 1-0 lead. Brought on some reinforcements. Looks like a couple of defensive reinforcements as Carmona still remains on the bench. Jaja comes out. Inside the 18, Iturrillo. Krabasa and Cross need to be careful.
I was just going to say the same thing, Drew, because you saw Mauricio just kind of bump the LGSA attack, and you got to be careful. Do not need to give up a penalty.
Whether it's weak or not, a foul's a foul's a foul. Ayala looks up, tries to play it out to the left side, cleared away one touch by Niles Brown, but right back to the feet of LGSA. Kevin Herrera. Plays Fuentes in the middle of the park. He's closed down, forced to play it out here on the right side. Carlos Romero looks up. Trying to find Avila, headed away by Huskovich. Ball's one back in the midfield by LGSA. Kevin Herrera. Fuentes. Fuentes just a bit too much heat on the back of that ball. Plays it right to the feet of JoJo Sandoval. JoJo's going to waste a lot of clock here. Smart playing by the goalkeeper.
Drew, I'll give you an update. In the chat, I'm here being told that number 4 is Leto.
Oh, okay, Joey Lieto. Sorry about that, Joey. Joey, I'm used to you being in your traditional number 13, mate. Joey Lieto.
Today, Steve Ramirez is wearing 13.
Lieto.
And it looks like Steve is about ready to come on.
Joey played a lot of minutes last year for this club, the strongest Atlanta team, a staple in the 11. Good to see him back out on the pitch. And here comes Mr. Ramirez, who is going to go take a seat for Ramirez. It looks like Niles Brown is going to come off over from the far side of the field. Taking his time is Brown. He exits and Ramirez enters. Niles Brown had a job to do today, and it looks like he did it. Had more of a defensive role today, did Niles. Saw him more on the offensive front last week, Larry. So you're given a task, you're given a job, and you do it. Great coaching by Coach Footsop. Jamal, right in the middle of the field, plays it out to the left side for Siraj. Lieto. Try to go down the left side looking for Jamal Titulayo, who was running through that defense of LGSA.
And Drew, that's one of the things about this level of soccer is it's not about, I want to be attacking midfielder. I want to be a striker. You need to play in the position in which the coach puts you in.
Yeah, you may be a central defensive midfielder for that team in that system, but I want you to play here. Like Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United. Is he a number 10? Is he a right winger? Is he a false 9? It's whatever Eric Ten Hag wants to do that day. And what does Bruno do? Performs. Iturrio. Nice try. Nice bit of skill.
If you want to know about a soft penalty, look no farther than Barcelona.
What happened, though?
You got Bruno tugging on.
No, I meant in the long run.
Oh, yeah. That would be a win.
How do you think Frankie enjoyed Manchester that day? Free corner kick for LGSA, taken by Iturria. Out swinging right at the far post. Wide open was Jason Hall. He knows it. We know it. They know it. Should be 1-1. Ball sails wide left. Goal kick. Club the strongest. Larry, that is the biggest opportunity of this second half so far for LGSA, and just squandered away a perfect opportunity. Jason Hall checked in just a few minutes ago. What do you say?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here real quick. You can see this ball as it gets whipped in. Right-footed swinger coming into the box. He gets all alone on the back post and heads it. He just doesn't hit it in the right direction. From the entire moment that he was set up for that ball to go exactly where it went.
Bennett finds Siraj. Siraj looks up and tries to force it up through the middle. Luckily, the ball comes back to the feet of Bennett. Jamal Titulayo. Being defended by Romero. Maiwaned Siraj tries to dump it through the middle, looking for Kai Bennett. Not on the same page as Gerson Ayala gets an important foot in. Clears it out. Throw in. Looks like we're going to have a substitution for Los Tigres. Siraj is going to take a seat for the day, and Mr. Norman Carmona is going to check in. Norman Carmona, the Mexican, went to Marietta High School. All-time leading goal scorer for Marietta High School soccer. 8 goals last season. Tied for second in the Golden Boot race with his center forward compadre, Mr. Cush Clark. Exciting player, Norman. Last week he was offside just a little bit too more than he wanted to be, but we discussed and we all decided that we're going to chalk that up to just a little bit of rust. It was his first game back. Norman brings the ball right into the 18, drives it past Rodriguez. Shot on goal, deflects off of LGSA, but simple routine touch inside the 6 for Ayala. Clears it up, looking for Avila, headed out of the right side by Huskovich. It's going to be a throw in LGSA as they line up a couple of more substitutions. Jonathan Morales and Dualdin Guevara will be checking in for LGSA as Diaz is going to take a seat. And it looks like Oscar Avila exited the far side of the field to make way for Guevara and Morales. We're in the 69th minute, approaching the 70th. Club the Strongest Atlanta on top of LGSA 1-0 in this first of two semifinal matchups in the UPSL Georgia Regional Cup semifinal. I'm Drew Dickinson, joined by Larry Weaver. We're live at Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. Coming up next on the ASMG YouTube channel, Atlanta Rovers FC, Coachos FC. Both teams fighting for a spot in the final. Who will it be against? Club the Strongest Atlanta, LGSA. Jason Hall in possession for LGSA over on the far side, defended by Sebastian. Hall wanted a foul. Referee says play on. LGSA remains in possession. Castrejón dancing in the midfield. I apologize. Fuentes in the midfield. Plays it out to the left. LGSA win the ball back. The ball's played across the middle. Big clearance from Mauricio Cross, who's playing a very heavy defensive role today. As we see, he steps right out of that defensive role and is inside the middle of the field. Pretty far up for him today, as Kai Bennett looks to have dropped off into the midfield for Carmona's entrance. So we got Carmona and Titulayo up top. Titulayo keeps it in bounds. Jamal, he's got Carmona at the far post. Just put too much bend on it, Larry, as Carmona was right at the 6, telling him, put a little bit too more inside, and I would have had it. Would love to know what those conversations are on the field. Jason Hall, and behind that back line, Jason Hall, shot on goal, deflected off of Sebastian, hits off the side post. Corner, LGSA, dangerous opportunity there from Jason Hall, Larry. Almost snuck it in near post. Big deflection from Sebastian right off that side post. Corner kick.
And an opportunity when Los Tigres had such a great opportunity there with Carmona, and that ball was just passed across the box.
Carbasa's got to be careful. He's got his hands all over the back of Iturria. It's going to be a throw-in for LGSA. Mauricio Cross barking orders inside the 18, trying to compose this defense of Los Tigres. Throw-ins taken by Herrera to the feet of Iturria. Iturria finds Fuentes. Fuentes, lots of space in the park. Fuentes finds Ayala. Ayala just unable to maintain possession. Cleared away by Los Tigres. Foot race between Titulayo and Rodriguez. Rodriguez made the mistake that cost the goal. Emerson Sinai pushes it out to the right side to a wide open Carlos Castrejón, who's got lots of space in front. Castrejón driving up in the middle of the field. Castrejón finds Iturria. Iturria tried to dump it into that back line. Shot on goal attempt goes over both crossbars. Goal kick, Los Tigres. Not very much happening in the first half, but boy, things sure have come alive here in the second half. 73 minutes in.
And they must have been listening to us on the broadcast, because we were saying we needed more. It was very, very it was what it was. It was a boring match in that first half. Nobody really had an opportunity. Nobody really did anything of any substance. And then they came out on fire.
Ayala wins that goal kick out of the air for LGSA. Down 1. Can they come from beneath, bring the fight out, find one goal? As Larry mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, if LGSA can find something within and tie this up, and it remains tied, we will go to penalty kicks. Kai Bennett nips off Gerson Ayala. Throw in right at midfield for Los Tigres. Lieto's going to leave it for Crabasa. Crabasa with that sidewinder throw goes right down the left side. One out of the air by LGSA. Laminio down 1, looking to make something happen. Jason Hall's got space on the left side. Closed down by Huskovich. Jason Hall inside the 18. Hall switches fields. Tried to find an on-running Jonathan Morales. Just unsuccessful as well behind Morales. Throw in Club the Strongest. You like to see more of that, though, from Los Tigres, Larry. Or from LGSA. Look up, find the open man, just no forcing. It's not desperation time. You got 15 minutes to go, plus stoppage.
Yeah. But the one thing you could say is they have not been at the form that we're used to seeing. They've been a little off today.
Bennett flicks it down the left line for Carmona. Carmona thought that was a teammate. Lucky for him, he was fouled by Ayala. Free kick, Los Tigres. LGSA not going to let them take it quick. The referee is going to get 10 yards. Lieto's going to take this kick. Left foot. Tries to switch fields. Ball goes right through the defender of LGSA. Another mistake in the back. This time a little bit more awareness from Lamino. Helps them out. They're able to get a clearance on it. Kai Bennett for Los Tigres. Kai Bennett beats Gerson Ayala. Kai Bennett brings it into the 18. Nice sliding tackle there from Kevin Herrera. Kevin Herrera comes in at the last minute, takes the ball off the feet of Kai Bennett, who wants a brace. Kevin Herrera with a beautiful tackle. Goal kick, LGSA.
And I'm sure he feels like he did enough to earn a corner, but just a great move by the defender.
That was desperation mode right there, Larry. If he hadn't come in and made that crucial save, it could have easily been 2-0 and the game could have been put on ice. Kai Bennett turns again. Through ball looking for Carmona. Norman Carmona inside the back line. Tries to beat the keeper. Emerson Sinai comes out, puts a left leg out, and makes a crucial save for LGSA to keep the score at 1-0. Carmona's going to want that one back. As once again, you just try and think, is he just not have enough game shape, Larry?
Fantastic work there by the keeper for LGSA. And you have to remember, LGSA, that's not their keeper that was the starting keeper for the fall season. He's done an absolute yeoman's work back there these last 40, well, in this 45.
Emerson Sine hasn't had his name called on much. But when needed, he has been there for his team. Throw in Los Tigres at midfield. Got about 13 minutes plus stoppage remaining in this semifinal matchup. Winner goes on to face Atlanta Rovers FC or Cochos FC next week in the Regional Cup final, live here at Terra Stadium. Who wants it more, Los Tigres or LGSA? Lieto plays it across the middle. One-touch shot opportunity, unsuccessful. Go over Carmona. He wants a handball. Referee says no. He was right in front of the action, was the center official. So if anyone's going to judge that, it's going to be the official because he was right there. Good call from the referee. It's going to be a throw-in for Los Tigres right in front of their bench. Yeah.
We'll go ahead and take a look at it ourselves. Do we think it was?
It was hard to say during live action, but here's a better look at it if you're watching at home. Lieto plays it across, wide open, unsuccessful shot attempt. Carmona turns. I'm sorry, Larry, I just couldn't tell. It happened so fast.
Yeah, we can throw it down into slow-mo and see if we can see anything.
Nice hesitation there from Kerbasa to let it keep going out wide, and he plays it back into the middle. Norman Carmona inside the 18. He's got Eric Rodriguez in front of him. Rodriguez, nice defensive play to take the ball right off the feet of the Marietta High School graduate, Norman Carmona, and wins the ball back for LGSA. But the ball still inside the 18 of the home team. Dangerous positioning here. Nice bit of hesitation there from the goalkeeper, Emerson Sine. Big clearance here. One back in the air by Maurizio Cross. Cross in possession, finds Titilayo. Titilayo turns, immediately closed down by the yellow jerseys. Joey Lieto. Lieto tried to push it on the inside. One back by LGSA. Number 9 has checked in for Los Tigres. Looks like it's going to be offside.
And that gives us an opportunity. Let's take a look at that in slow-mo if we can and see if we see anything. Up here, let's slow it down. Here we go. Slow down here.
Tell me what you see, partner.
As you see this ball come in. I'm not
I don't
gonna
think
see.
so. Look at
I don't see it.
in between the legs, it looked like.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to try for Carmona. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. It's a yes or a no, right? Looks like we're going to have another substitution here. Number 12, Babs Ndiaye checks in for Los Tigres as Harris Huskovich, who has put in a job today in the back right of this defense for Los Tigres. Filling in for Aiden Colquitt. Nice ball from Ayala. Can it stay in bounds? Beautiful ball from Gerson Ayala. LGSA inside the 18 of Los Tigres. Shot on goal. A lot of bend on it. Almost able to keep it in bounds was Kevin Herrera. Maybe a throw in for Club the Strongest Atlanta. They're up and moving over on that bench for Los Tigres. They look excited. Got about 10 minutes plus stoppage before they enter the final next week here in the Spring Regional Cup. Throw in taken. Shin knee. One in the air by Castrojon. Sloppy touch from Carlos. Norman Carmona was looking for a through ball to that number 9 for Los Tigres. Important touch from Ayala to stop that ball from going through. Jason Hall in the middle of the field for LGSA. Kevin Herrera looks up. Nice ball from Herrera to Itorillo. Itorillo puts it across the 18. Ball's bouncing inside the 18. Still inside the 18. Los Tigres, Mauricio across in possession. Looks up. Big clearance. Put it right to the space. Carmona running it down. So was Rodriguez. Another mistake from Eric Rodriguez. Norman Carmona just puts the ball a bit too heavy in front, or it could have been 2-0. But Emerson Sinai, with good vision, comes off his line and picks the pocket of Norman Carmona before it's a 2-0 score. Eric Rodriguez has to be careful.
And that has to be the headline of this match, Drew. Multiple mistakes by LGSA's players.
And Larry, it's coming from positions that we've just praised week after week last week, and even the first 3 weeks of this regional cup. That back three of LGSA is undeniable. Today, Club the Strongest have the better of them.
Indeed, and it's just, it's unusual. We're not used to seeing this.
Headed out of the danger zone by Sebastian. He had to. Jason Hall was right behind him in great positioning. Steve Ramirez clears it up through the middle. Nice awareness there from Rodriguez to head it right back to his goalkeeper, Sine, who didn't even pick it up, puts it right back to the feet of Rodriguez. Still has confidence in his center back. That's what you like to see. Good teamwork. You've made 2 mistakes. One crucial, but we still want your head to stay high, so here's the ball at your feet. Rodriguez calling him forward again. Castrojon receives, turns, looks up, takes a few touches, plays at the feet of Itoria. Itoria, 1 touches in the middle, handball on Titilayo, free kick, LGSA, 83 minutes.
He's lucky he didn't end up with a yellow card for that just little grab at.
And he's already on 1. Cross, unsuccessful on the clearance. Fuentes gets possession back for LGSA, switches it out to the right side. Kevin Herrera. Herrera's closed down by Ramirez. Shaken, Bacon, Kevin Herrera easily beats Steve Ramirez. Ball's played to the far post, just a bit too high. Great opportunity there once again for LGSA. Just couldn't capitalize on the end game. It's still 1-0. Throw in Los Tigres. Carbasa's going to take the throw. Carbasa moved over to the right side. And it looks like Lieto is going to drop back and play that left back position. Steve Ramirez is going to push up. Long ball up through the middle. Looking for Jason Hall. They snuck in behind Carbasa. Jason Hall. Good clearance by Sandoval. Throw in LGSA. Herrera takes it quickly. Great defensive play here from Cross. Got to be careful. Nails up a little bit. Referee says play on. Fuentes stays on his feet. Brings the ball down out of the air as he's heavily pressured by Titilayo. Fuentes finds Herrera. Herrera dumps it into Itario, who tried to turn and play a ball inside the 18. Nice defensive stop there from Los Tigres. Titilao to Carmona. Carmona's got space and Ayala in front of him. Norma Carmona beats Gerson Ayala. Looks back at the official, wanted a foul. Just puts it a little bit too far ahead of him once again. Once he enters the 18, that last little bit of touch, Larry, a little bit too heavy for Carmona. That's about the third time he's done that so far. Jason Hall beats Krabasa. Hall still in possession. Nice skill here from Jason Hall. Maintaining possession for LGSA. Herrera. Defended by Ramirez. Herrera plays it across. He's going to go behind both goal posts. It'll be a goal kick. Club the strongest. 86 minutes. LGSA down 1-0 to Club the Strongest Atlanta. We're live. Heinz Ward Field, Terra Stadium. First of 2 semifinal games in the Regional Cup. Who's going to go on to face Atlanta Rovers FC or Cochos FC? LGSA, do they have enough left in the tank to find an equalizer? Goal kick taken from Sandoval. Heavy touch there, puts the ball right back in possession for LGSA. Lots of heavy defending over on the far side of the field. Free kick, LGSA. Dualdin Guevara is going to run it down. No time to waste. We will go to extra time if the score is tied. And if it's still tied after extra time, we will head to penalty kicks. Free kick, LGSA on the far side of the field. This will be a right foot in swinging free kick into the box. Ball's played in, near post. They want a handball, official says no. Once again, he's right there. Good officiating. LGSA are going to run that ball down and win possession back. Itario tried to play it out to the left right here for Herrera. A foul in the midfield on Los Tigres. Free kick LGSA. Got about 3 minutes plus stoppage remaining. LGSA still remain calm, collective, finding the open man,
Drew,
making the nice crisp passes.
We can take a look at that foul there. You can see this ball trying to clear it out as Los Tigres. Mauricio hits the deck and then just kind of barrels through.
Yohan Marine checks in for Jamal Titilayo. Jamal had himself a day, ran all over the field, was hell for that back three for LGSA. Free kick for LGSA, pop it right over the middle. Ball's bouncing inside the 18. Big clearance from Cross, puts it right back to Castrejón. Castrejón puts it right back into the 18 once again. Mauricio Cross playing some phenomenal defense. Carmona needs to watch himself because he's going to be off. The ball gets to him. Intercepted by Carlos Castrejón. Plays it back to Sene.
Should have held onto that ball a little bit longer there on that right side. He had all the work in the space.
Guevara to Castrejón. Just a bit too heavy once again. Jojo still great timing, great awareness. He knows where to be on every one of these long balls so far from LGSA. Fuentes for LGSA has possession in the midfield. Plays it to Guevara. Guevara finds Itoria. Itoria back to Guevara. Great defensive play once again from Los Tigres. Pablo finds the feet of Babs. Babs plays it out to the right side for Cross. Cross finds Babs once again. Deflection on the pass attempt gives Carmona some space in behind that defense. He's got Castrejón in front, beats Rodriguez. Norma Carmona, shot on goal. 2 Fittens. Goal! Club the Strongest Atlanta. Boom! And that's going to seal the deal. Club the strongest in Atlanta take advantage of the goalkeeper save, bounces inside the 18. They pick up the trash. They go up 2-0, and they're going to go to the Regional Cup final next week.
And Drew, let's take another look at this amazing goal here. Los Tigres makes a round to keep the defense. Keeper gives it up, puts it in the back of the net. 2-0 Los Tigres. And there shouldn't be that much of stoppage time, I would think, maybe 2 minutes.
LGSA down to unfamiliar territory for Lemeño.
And Drew, I could just say it time and time again. This LGSA team just looks to be a little off. And that's not something we're accustomed to saying.
Cleared away off the top of the 18 by Ramirez. We have entered stoppage time. Foul, free kick taken quickly from LGSA. Fuentes to Herrera. Nice defensive play there from Joey Lieto. Gets a foot in. It's going to go out, throw in LGSA. Time's a ticking. Club the strongest Atlanta have wanted it more all day. It hasn't been pretty for either team. Possession fully in favor of LGSA, but two crucial mistakes. Those Tigres were able to capitalize and put two in the back of the net. One mistake from Rodriguez and a save. Don't really want to call it a mistake from Emerson Sene. He made a save. Just great awareness from Los Tigres to pick up the trash and find that second goal to put them through to the final next week. Ayala to Fuentes. Fuentes to the back post to Guevara. Just wasn't there in time. Goal kick, Los Tigres. I mean, you see there, you're watching. A lot of the players for LGSA just have to think, what else do we have to do? We string 4 passes here. We put it across the middle of the 18. There's just nobody there to finish.
It's just something we keep saying again and again. It's just something that we haven't seen from LGSA to be this far off as a group.
It's like, all sizzle and no steak today for them.
It's just.
Sene with another mistake on his own. Tried to make a clearance, but it's going to go out for a goal kick. Could have easily been 3-0 there, Larry.
Again, though, like I said, that's not the main keeper that they had in the fall.
Fuentes leaves it for Castrojon, who's defended by Cross. Try to play it up through the middle, looking for Morales. One back by Lieto for Los Tigres.
I have to say that Cross has played far more comfortable in the last 10, 15 minutes.
Long ball attempt up to the middle, one in the air by Sandoval. There's a battle over there on the right side between Marin and Guevara. Los Tigres give up a free kick for LGSA. They take it quickly. Kevin Herrera looks up, plays it to the far post. Sebastian didn't get the clearance that he wanted. Jason Hall turns, shoots. Heavy touch there inside the 6. Shot on goal attempt. Jojo hits it off the top of the crossbar. Nice save from Sandoval, as he kind of just put his hands out, and luckily his fingers were able to tip it up onto the top bar, and that's going to do it. Los Tigres are going to advance to the final next week here in the Spring Regional Cup as they defeat LGSA Lemeño 2-0. They'll go on to face Atlanta Rovers FC or Cochos FC, who play here next. Larry, it was a tale of two halves. Nothing in the first half from either team. I don't know what Coach Footsop said to his Los Tigres at the half, but they come out ready to play. 2 goals in the second half, and they advance to the final next week.
Whatever he said, he got the fire underneath those Tigers, and Los Tigres came out, and they pounced, and they come away with the victory. And you know that Los Tigres, they want the Rovers next week because they ended up in that 1-1 tie last week. They want another shot at the Rovers, and I know that Los Tigres, they want to start the spring 2023 season with some hardware.
To everybody watching back home in La Paz, Bolivia, Vamos Tigre, as they advance to the Regional Cup final next week, as Club the Strongest Atlanta has defeated LGSA Limeño live here at Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium 2-0. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Cochos FC in the second game of our semifinal action today. For Larry Weaver, I am Drew Dickinson. We'll see you soon.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.